Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Cinema Circle, the show where we talk and do movie reviews of all your favorite releases coming out of Hollywood. The show that is for the fans and by the fans. I'm your host for today, Mr. Scenario Shaquille VonJevy, and joining me as usual is Anthony Unos.
Hey everyone.
And the movie that we're doing today is Wonder Woman, so let's check it out.
In the name of all that is good, your wrath upon this world is over.
Alright, so we're back. So also joining us today is Alexander Orlandi. From season 1, he was in the building. We had already filmed this review, but we had some technical difficulties, so we have to film the good section of this again. But we're gonna go to our regular footage, or the review that we already shot for the bad and the verdict, and Alex will definitely be here for that. But he already left, so we can't do that again. So let's get right into it. The good. All right. So I'm gonna start off with the good. The best part about this movie for me was definitely the direction. She really killed it with this. They did such a good job with moving, basically like how the movie was shot, how she handled certain things in this movie. Like the direction, it was all about the direction. The pacing was amazing. It wasn't too fast, it wasn't too slow. One thing that I have to say for sure is that Gal Gadot, we all know that she's not the best actor. And what they did with her in Batman vs Superman was they gave her like whatever, they gave her enough for her capabilities of how she is as an actor, right? And what they did with this movie, I was wondering, how is she gonna lead
a whole movie on her?
Yeah, how is she gonna lead a whole movie?
They focused on what her strengths were.
Exactly, that's what I
worked around that.
Yeah, so they worked on all her strengths for this movie, which was great because every line that she hit, it didn't seem out of place. The chemistry between her and Chris Pine was amazing. It was.
I agree.
It was great. They played off of each other really well. He never overshadowed her, and she was able to hold. They
had good balance with each other. It just worked really well. So
the action was really good. I love the action.
That first fighting sequence.
Oh man,
so good. Everything about it, the whole build up to it, just going off what you were saying, the pacing of this movie. That to me was the best part because you actually. You had time to understand where she was coming from before she became Wonder Woman. You saw the whole training, you saw the whole her wanting to be a warrior, and then when it finally got to that point, it made it all the more satisfying. So the pacing was huge. You need something to be told, in such a way that we can actually develop with the character. And
that's what I loved about this movie because, like in Batman vs Superman, we saw her as that seasoned hero.
Exactly.
Right. Whereas in this one, we saw her get to that.
Exactly.
So Doomsday would hit her down, and after then, she would get back up. She would smile, and we saw that. That's what she was. She was just about war. She wanted to fight.
Her own mindset was, I want to be a fighter. I want to fight.
Some of my favorite parts of the movie was definitely the beginning of this movie, right?
Like the scare stuff.
I love that. I love seeing the women, the Amazons. They were amazing.
Yeah, the fighting sequences for them, like the whole acrobats and the stunts and everything. And like I remember seeing pictures of like behind the scenes, like all the women that were actually part of that. Like they trained months for this. I also really like that they brought back the red and the blue on her suit.
Oh yeah.
I think that was something I remember. I forgot who mentioned. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel had an interview with Gal, and he's like, "Where's the red and blue on the suit that we all know of?" So I like that they brought it back. It really made it feel like the classic Wonder Woman that this movie needed. And another thing that I really liked about this movie was that from beginning to end, this is just a minor spoiler, but from beginning to end, you not once heard anyone call her Wonder Woman. It's because we already know as the viewers who she is, and I like that in the movie they didn't acknowledge it because they didn't need to. It's been a long time coming. I think not just for a Wonder Woman movie because that was definitely long overdue. But for a good DC movie, they finally did it right, and we've been waiting so long for this moment to get a good DC movie that we could tell people to actually go and watch. Because while I did enjoy Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, it wasn't a movie that I recommended to others because I knew that people wouldn't necessarily see it the same way that I did, coming from a DC fan. So this movie I think is good for anybody. And I'm just glad that they finally did it. Another thing that I liked too was like I said, like the buildup of the reveal of her suit.
Yeah.
I think that you know, I remember I was watching. I was like, "Come on, when's it coming? I just want to see it." But when the time finally came, it made it more satisfying.
So we're gonna move on to our regular footage now. So, all right. So we're gonna move on to the bad stuff and the things that
Can I add one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
The villain or villains. They're nice and strong. You know what I mean? Like what a lot of the, I mean, God forbid I say Marvel. I mean, a lot of those films, they're just not up to par.
Yeah, throwaway.
You know, just throwaway.
The way how they put this movie together, all the elements is something that I had never really seen.
How about the fact that it's an origin story? Did you even, like, I almost didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
It's not, because these origin stories now, especially we're getting, what are we getting? The third iteration of Spider-Man in a month?
Yeah.
Like, it's this was a beautiful, refreshing, reinvigorating thing for an origin story.
All right, let's move on to the bad, the things that we didn't like or that we thought that they could have improved on. So,
slight CGD, but again, I don't want to use the term to say, yeah, it was there a little bit at the end, but you have to show the fantastic nature of the powers.
Yes.
We're dealing with gods here.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I guess it's a need, right?
Yeah.
So you have to show the bigness, like the size, right? Yeah. So the other thing, minor, I could have probably got in the editing room and maybe shaved off 20 minutes. But I don't even know, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. There's not much. I'm not, nitpicking. I'm not feeling dissatisfied. I feel great.
Yeah, quite honestly, I think this is an almost flawless movie. Like, to me, there's very little that you could, if there's anything that you can even point out, it's not worth mentioning because it doesn't take away from how good the movie
You don't
was.
feel it.
Exactly. There's one thing that I would mention though, and this isn't even that relevant because I don't care, but if I had to nitpick, I do wish it had a little bit more muscle. That's it.
And that has nothing to do with the movie.
The thing is, I know, but the thing is, like, I know, like, Wonder Woman's strength doesn't come from how she is physically. It's all about her. So I don't mind that she doesn't have as much muscle, but if there's anything that I would wish, just a little bit more, but that's it.
For me personally, I felt like, where did your outfit come from, yo? like you were wearing a tight dress and then all of a sudden you're riding on a horse and then you're still riding on a horse, but now you're in the Wonder Woman outfit.
Yo, but it could kind of be like, you know how she would do the spin?
Right.
So maybe they just imply that that's, you know.
I mean, okay, but then like you took off your cloak and you had you had your shield behind you. Like, come on.
When she was climbing that wall, she felt, and then put her fingers into the stone. I turned to my friend and I said, I love her. She's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I've never felt like that in a long time about any superhero movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know Superman could do all that shit, but just there was something about the way they did it, and I'm like, wow.
And you even mentioned too the look on her face, that satisfaction, that smile that she gives every time she does stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, her face, just even when she's mean and just like, you believe it.
I love it.
I do believe it. I believe that. Honestly, she definitely, Gal Gadot. You know what? Let's just move into the verdict.
Yeah.
She is Wonder Woman. She's not just a girl playing Wonder Woman. Every time I saw her before, I was just like, she just looks like cosplay. Right. But now I look at her and I'm like, you know what? She is Wonder Woman. My rating, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10.
You know what, man? Like, it always, I guess, like a little wiggle room, but I'm just like so elated and so happy, and you know what I mean? It was a satisfying experience for me, and on the first try, okay, you guys know I did 3-4 screenings, 6 for Batman vs Superman. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Yeah.
9.5. Honestly, like, I know I'm well aware that there's a bias there because I'm a huge DC fan, but like, coming from my experience watching it, years of waiting for this movie and getting it and having it better than anything I expected, it's a 9.5 for sure. And I think even if you're not a fan of DC or comic book movies in general, this movie is good for anybody to watch.
Definitely.
Women are gonna love this movie. Guys, you're gonna love this movie. So 9.5, me too.
Well, we'll leave it at that.
This movie is above average.
Above average.
I just gotta say too, like, mad respect to Patty Jenkins.
That's hilarious. I just got that.
You got
where
were you guys?
I saw it. I was there with you, man. I was looking at you. I was there with you.
Alright, these guys
Yeah.
But as I was saying, I just want to say, like, mad respect to Patty Jenkins.
Oh, she killed it.
Because I know she's been wanting to do this. She's been wanting to do this movie since like 2005.
She's the reason that this movie was what it was.
So thank you for giving us a good DC movie. We waited for it.
All right, that will do it for this episode of Cinema Circle. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And make sure to follow us on Instagram. We have Instagram, so that's cinema_circle. And you can always email us at cinemacircle1@gmail.com.
Is it still here at the bottom?
It's still here at the bottom. From everyone here at Cinema Circle, stay blessed and always keep it 100. Alex, thanks for visiting again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
All right. Peace out.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Also click like, share, and subscribe.